Yo, during my high school years, I would witness something crazy, and this would be after school. Most definitely on Fridays, it would be like a crazy thing where your guys would pull up in their M2s, Golf 7, Golf 6. That was when Golf 6 was still hot. During the time of high school. Golf 5s. The fancy cars, man. Now I'm talking like guys, you can see they have families, they have all that pulling up to school to pick up. One of the made is Dagoski, that one. Tara. This was crazy because it leaves you with a lot of questions of how could they actually do that? Like she's still in uniform, she's still growing up, but you are a fully grown man coming to school to actually pick them up. And some of them, okay, they were parents, but some of them we knew that story. And now as I'm growing older, I'm starting to realize that, hey, man, the growth men were out, jawling out on Sarah. And most of these women would have expectations of us actually having funds like those guys. So we knew, yeah, some of these guys, they are not really parents. They are there for something different. So this video is about to highlight that. This video is about to highlight that. So let's just watch this video real quick. It's your boy Chloe Bang. Remember to like and subscribe. Olo, olo.
And you're a girl, please listen. That man that tells you that you're mature for your age is a pedophile. That is a predator. You're not mature. You're actually very stupid, which is why he came to you and not the other girl. That guy is trying to have sex with you. It's that simple. That's all he wants to do. He wants to have a naive little girl, and that's why he comes to you. Why is he not dating his age mates? This tale always ends the same. You end up pregnant or you end up very sad and depressed. You have lifelong trauma. Leave those men alone. I promise you, there's so much time for all the guys. When you get to university, you can do whatever you want. Your parents not even there. You will have fun. But while you're in school, be a child. Just be a child and finish and stop worrying about boys, especially older ones. You think being with older guys cool. Dude, you're not cool. How do I say this? You're a loser. I'm sorry. It's the truth. You don't want to listen? It's okay. But let me tell you something. This does not end well for you. You will fail. It does not end well for you.
Very notorious stuff. Homies move like predators on Sarah. Now, this one actually shocked me. You can see that shit. Like, this one is one of those ones you just sit there and question, wait, which frequency is her mind registering at? So this one is very shocking.
Umuntu wakho kanjani ufuna usichazele kanjani wenzani naye umuntu wakho boyfriend yakho boyfriend yakho different between boyfriend umuntu wakho kanjani we are older than wena uthithila naye yena umuntu wakho awuso umuntu wakho uyibaba lomtshela yebo ngiproof na proof ya nama witness proof amani nase ebrima ngokuhamba naye ebrima se Davidson ya base azi manga ngene ebrima phikathi usidibaniza manje ngiyeke ama everything bazomni singabafunda umntwana isikole uyamhlaba asingakahlabani umlindile ngithi ngiyamkhulisa umlindile na iya una 18 manje ya una 18 mara ngithi angijabanga kodwa thina masingabiza amaphoyisa uyasingabosha uyiphoyisa no isimple le ngaba bombo phela ngoba ngikalale naye uyabona baba lento bayibiza i-statutory rape ngoba nomuntu omthetho i-statutory rape mawulela ufuna
very sinister stuff. Now, this guy is actually caught up in a sort of getting him out for his actions, right? Yeah, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. So this guy in a relationship with this young Han, you can see he's an old man. Very, very, very notorious. Very, very notorious stuff. Now, the man saying they're just dating, and the girl says chill buddies with this guy, chill buddies. Very, very notorious stuff. Very, very sinister stuff. And these are the things that happen. And apparently that guy is like an officer, a police officer. So he says he's chilling, he's waiting for her. They haven't done anything vice, they haven't touched each other. They're just chill buddies. So the guy is straight up saying, yo, I'm waiting for her to mature. I'm waiting for her to grow. I'm waiting for her. I'm just gonna be waiting for her. So we're just chilling together. Nyamkulisa. Straight up. Zero shade. She's still in uniform, like you. Very, very sinister stuff. Very sinister
Very,
stuff.
very, 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 very mature 25-year-olds. And those people can get away with dating a person who's 35. But generally speaking, whenever I see a person who is significantly older, 40 years old, dating a person who's 25, whether you are man or woman or man, whatever the case is, I look at the fact that there is a power dynamic and a manipulation here. There's something that the 40-year-old hasn't gotten yet. They're stuck in a certain stage of life that they want to be able to manipulate and take advantage of 25-year-olds. It's like seeing that 50-year-old guy at a club where there's 22-year-olds. I say there's a part of you that you haven't graduated from, that's still holding you back. Once you've gone past that, you wouldn't find joy in being with little 21-year-old girls. Or if you're a 50-year-old or a 40-year-old lady, you wouldn't find joy in being with a 21-year-old. But generally speaking, you're in different stages. What do we talk about? The music you used to listen to, Whitney Houston, you used to listen to Casey and JoJo, and you're talking to a kid who only knows young Lil Yachty. Only knows Yanos. So the gap becomes too big. Then the question is, what are you guys talking about besides sex? That means the only commonalities is sex and partying. What else?
So bro made a point. Bro made a point right there. The gap gets too big at some point. It's questionable. It's very, very questionable. Like for me, I feel like for me, the minimum gap, the maximum gap, 10 years, at least 10 years, as the minimum gap between each other. And mind you, number one rule, no. If she's still in high school, stay away, let her be. Don't look at her direction, but she's still growing. She's figuring herself out. If you met her when she's in university and she has everything sorted, yeah, then she's at a point where she's making decisions for her life. She's at a point where she's trying to explore. But when you have a 20-year gap or 16 years gap or 18-year gap in between, it becomes very, very questionable and odd. Like, what are the discussions, fella? Because even in a 10-year gap, the communication can slip. The communication can slip because the difference is that large. It's for my 8 years, it's for my 10 years, for my 6. The difference in the communication is gonna be felt. But at least you all have an idea because you're pretty much in the same sort of like generational point of view where it's just yours is older or the hand, and it goes in every relationship. So they're making a point that there's a manipulation, power dynamic situationship that's happening between those two. It is true, like you saw with the guy, you saw with this video right here of this guy, like he's very old, like he's like, yo, I don't even understand how this hand can even be in the same space as this guy, because it's just something else. It's the difference there, like, if Uba over here was, youthful, but yeah, she could say, yeah, I'm there, it's the mistake, his mistake. But look at him, Joe. Too caught. Warwala at the time. It's shy. So what's this relationship? It's very questionable. So you tell me what you think, especially when it comes to dating old. I'm talking like 15-year gap. Don't worry whether it's a man or a female, like the 15-year gap in between those two and above. 10 years and above. What do you think about that gap? Answer. Is it is dating older really about being matured and all that, or is one person less matured than the other? It may be the older one, it may be the younger one. Like who's manipulating, who's taking advantage of who here? Especially when it comes to these older men who are dating hands who are still in high school. Like that one for me is just a whoa. Oh, Baba. Oh, like, nah, how could you do such, How could you do such? Yeah. If you're still in high school, bruh, just walk away. Unless she hid it from you, then it's a different story. But here he is, he knows her in uniform. And for me, there's nothing more like unattractive than a hand wearing uniform. So like when she's wearing uniform, stay away. Until the next video, it's a boy Clay Bang. Ololo.